So now I'm going to talk about how violent video games contribute to making teenagers nowadays less peaceful. So, first of all, it's the popularity of the violent video games among teenagers. So, according to some research, 85% of teenagers plays or have played video games, and 30% of those games contains violent content. So having such a big exposure to the teenagers, some of the effects of playing violent video games are aggression, bullying, and fighting. According to a book that describes the violence actions people take after playing video games, 60% of middle school boys and 40% of middle school girls who play at least one mature rated game hit or beat up someone, compared with 39% of the boys and 14% of the girls who did not play M-rated games. So this mature rated games, it stands for games that contains mature content such as violence, sex, and like discriminations. Also, these games, the reason that these games will lead to like violence is that by playing these games, people try to imitate and like try to simulate what's happening in the game. So, for example, if the game is related to like people fighting, like a boxing game, or like people shooting people with a gun, it's called first-person shooter games. People tend to like try to imitate what the characters are doing in the game. So they'll pick someone in their real life to use what they learn from the game and force it upon someone else's. That's when the violence occurs. What's more, many mass shootings have been carried out by avid video games players. James Holmes in the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shooting, Jay Lee in the Arizona shooting, and Anders Breivik, who killed 77 people in Norway. They both, like all these people that's like mass shooters, they admitted using game Modern Warfare 2 for training. So what is this Modern Warfare 2 game that they used to train? The mass shooter used to train themselves to like actually shoot people in real life. So you can see from the picture up here, right on the top right, this is a screenshot of the gameplay of this game Modern Warfare. So this game, its full name is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It is a modern day military shooter game that realistically and graphically shows violence and blood. Much of the game involves traveling to different areas of the world to take down the so-called bad peoples in the game with an assortment of weapons, all played from a first-person perspective. And I'm also going to talk about this game called Grand Theft Auto. It's a very violent and this game contains a lot of mature content. It's rated mature, and it's an action game that's brimmed with game violence, nudity, extremely coarse language, and drug and alcohol abusing. So in this game, players play as hardened criminals. People, like the players in this game, kill not only fellow gangsters, but also police officers and innocent civilians using both weapons and vehicles while conducting premeditated crimes, including a particularly disturbing scene involving torture. Women in this game are frequently depicted as sexual objects. So here's a video that I want to show you guys. It's a montage of the violence gameplays in this game called Grand Theft Auto. I hope by like watching this video you guys can realize how violent this game can get and like what kind of negative message this game, like games like this, can brings to the teenagers, especially to the younger people when they actually play these games or even get addicted to it.